Thanks for joining us here this Monday at noon. I'm Brennan Summers. Right to those breaking updates. A worker at Wegmans accused of shooting and killing a fellow employee at the warehouse in Gates is now in custody. He was captured more than 700 miles from here. Isabel Garcia is live in Gates at the police department. Isabel, you heard from the chief as well as the mother of this victim.
Yes, Brennan, Gates Police Chief Robert Long describes this scene that happened Saturday afternoon. It was about 4:15 as chaotic, noting there's no necessarily light shifts on the weekends or a separate weekend crew. It's always a full-on massive operation at the Wegmans Distribution Center. Also adding there were several witnesses to this shooting, and early on in the investigation, it was determined that the suspect did in fact flee the state. Now today we learned the victim who was killed is 25-year-old Jameer Ridley Smith of Rochester. Wegmans officials say he worked at the distribution center for the past 4 years, something he took pride in also, according to his mother, who you'll hear from in just a few moments. Now, when police got to the scene, they immediately confirmed the shooting happened inside the warehouse. I'm told in what's being described as the cooler unit area, where the victim was most likely stacking pallets, actively working when the shooting happened. Now, officers assisted the Wegmans asset protection team in life-saving efforts at the scene, but unfortunately the victim had succumbed to his injuries. Now, the facility was also secured with no threats to staff, vendors, nor the community at large. Police also found multiple 9mm handgun casings at the warehouse. Now, they say the suspect, 32-year-old Kaishan Green from Gates, a Wegmans worker, was seen leaving the building right after the shooting. Investigators quickly joining forces with the U.S. Marshals, which led law enforcement to Knoxville, Tennessee, where he was apprehended last night. Now, the victim's mother, in the meantime, tells us she is simply heartbroken and still processing losing her son.
We still don't know what his final destination was. When he was taken into custody, he was in possession of a loaded 9mm handgun, which was recovered by the Marshal Service down there. And at the current moment, we are waiting extradition to bring him back up here to Gates for arraignment and to face the charges for the incident up here.
I just want my baby back. It's just so devastating. It's like, why did he do that? And I'm grateful to the Gates Police Department. I'm grateful to the chief and all the investigators. When they reached out to me and told me they came and met with me yesterday, and they told me that they caught him, and I'm so grateful that they caught him. So now hopefully I can get some answers as to why.
And Jamal, you just heard from there, the victim's mother also describes her son as an aspiring rapper who had big dreams and always wanted to take care of her later in life. Now, she tells us that she's finding support through family as well as her church community during this difficult time. Now, we are expected to be alerted by police when the suspect is brought back to New York to face charges for the homicide. Of course, we'll provide continuing coverage. For now, though, we'll send things right back to you at the desk. Reporting live in Gates, Isabel Garcia, News 8.
Isabel, thank you. The chief also says the Wegmans warehouse shooting has no connection to the homicide in the parking lot Thursday night outside of the Gates Amazon facility. That gunman still has not been found. Catch more of our reporting on all of this tonight. News 8 First at 4 and online right now at rochesterfirst.com.